Hello and welcome to Flex and Chill with me, Luke. Today I have a very special guest on my show. Jake is here. So Jake, why don't you please take it away and introduce yourself?
Yeah, Jake, we work together as contributors on Sif Pop.
Hmm.
Uh, and we were just talking. We've never actually talked before. So,
Correct.
we've been, on so many podcasts, a lot of the same podcasts just through sort of the connections we've made through the site, and it's just weird because we haven't overlapped before.
Hmm.
So, really excited to be here.
Oh no, thank you for accepting. Thank you, and it's great to have you. So, all right, let's start with it. Obviously, you are a movie guy, same as me.
Mm,
So
mm,
hence why you're here. But before we get into movies,
mm.
what is there? Tell us more about you. What makes Jake Jake?
Yeah, we were talking before. I'm not a terribly exciting person. Uh, pretty like movies, TVs. I like reading, that sort of stuff. Very, you know, solo type activities. And I sort of grew up listening to a very specific Chicago sports radio show growing up. So, unfortunately for people, that has made me um, super sarcastic.
Mm,
So, that is very hard for me to turn off sometimes, which could get me in trouble on occasion.
okay.
So, but yeah, I just sort of like, I'm just sort of very laid back, and I really enjoy doing nothing, you know. I really
Yeah.
like, you know, just, I
Not having
like
any
my job.
plans.
Yeah, the best.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like the like some of my favorite weekends are where I park my car on a Friday evening after
Hmm.
I get back from work,
Hmm.
and then the car doesn't move
Hmm.
until Monday morning
Hmm.
when I'm going back to work.
Hmm.
Ah, just the best.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, I don't know.
Okay, okay. That's
That's it. That's it.
I have few questions. So first of all, what was
Yeah.
the specific Chicago station you were listening to?
Okay. So grew up a sports fan, because you're always sort of at the whim of what your parents put on in the
Hmm.
radio when you're younger. Um, So, for me, it was the sports radio station called 670 The Score. And there was this show called Boers and Bernstein,
Hmm.
Chicago sports show, very irreverent. So, for example, they'd have these segments that they do on Fridays when they weren't doing other things. Friday Funk. And they do these little segments where people would call in, back when radio call-ins were
Yeah.
cool and
Yeah.
not stupid. Now we've moved past that in culture. Most of the time it's just dumb and bad
Hmm.
now. But it was great because they'd have these callers call in and they just make fun of people nonstop. It was great. And one of my favorite segments that really stands out, because you're like that, and you're listening, and they come up with this segment called Daredevil or Dumbass. And you felt really
Hmm.
cool because you were in the car, as a 10-year-old, listening to this segment all about the word dumbass. It's
Yep.
awesome. But the whole bit about this segment was they'd call in with a story about, what they did, a feat they
Hmm.
attempted,
Hmm.
something like that. And they'd have to decide, uh, were they a daredevil or were they a dumbass? And it was
Hmm.
stuff like that. They also did, you know how March Madness tournaments work,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Universal topic. They had their own version, the Tournament of Bad. So you'd vote for the worst things,
Hmm.
during March Madness. So like, um, another sports thing. Are you familiar with what happened to Joe Paterno?
Don't think so.
Okay, we'll skip that one, and just go to like, there was a guy one that's easier to explain.
Hmm.
There was a guy that was hiking
Hmm.
close to the Iranian border,
Mm.
and so he crossed the Iranian border without
Mm.
noticing it. So that obviously went very badly for him. Um, so one of the entries that year was hiking close to the Iranian border. So yeah, it was just stuff like that that sort of shaped my sense of humor.
Yeah, the radio humor and programming of like 90s, early 2000s.
Mhm.
Like sometimes I see the old clips of even somebody as big as Howard Stern, who is
Yeah,
obviously
oh,
still around, and
yeah.
holy fuck. Like now they that wouldn't fly. Now
Oh,
like
yeah, that was because one of them retired, one of them kept going until he got fired because he went after somebody on Twitter because Twitter does bad things to your brain. And now he's got his own podcast that he launched.
yep.
But that was his whole bit. He's like, he listens back to some of the stuff they did, like even 15 years previously. It's like, oh my God, if they played any of that stuff now, if we did any of that stuff now, we are so fired.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy how much stuff like that has
Yeah.
changed.
No, yeah, that is insane, insane. But yeah, there was another question, but I kind of slipped me. So okay, so yeah, so is it fair to say you're a homebody?
Yeah,
Okay, okay. So besides movies, TV shows, and like you said,
yeah,
reading, any
yeah.
other like hobby like that you had that occupies
I
your
do.
time?
Yeah, obviously, it's winter right now,
Mhm.
so it's, 10 degrees, and we've got, still 10 inches of snow on the ground
Nice.
from the oh God, we've had more snow. We had more snow by like December 7th than we had all last winter. I am not okay. But when it's not a frozen hellhole, I do like playing golf,
Hmm.
which can be extremely frustrating. But I just like to, uh, go out, take, anywhere between 2 or 4 hours, depending on
Hmm.
how crowded the golf course is, and just listen to podcasts, play around
Hmm.
the golf. Um,
Yeah, golf is
yeah,
something I never understood because like to me it seems like I understand the walks, like I understand you
yeah.
swing it, you walk
Mm.
towards it, but like I never understood how so to me this is like the peak rich white sport. Like this is like the like tennis, I
I
get
get
it.
that.
But like this is
Ten-
such a peak like rich white thing. I'm like not I am white, but I'm not rich enough for golf, I guess. Like I just don't understand it. Like I'm like what? Like
yeah,
mini golf I get.
yeah. Yeah, I suppose it is a fairly expensive hobby, but like when
Hmm.
you've already sunk in the cost of the clubs and stuff, it's a round of golf is no more expensive than like it doesn't even have to act in this economy. It doesn't even have to be like a super nice dinner. It
Hmm.
could just be like a medium level dinner, and that's a round of
No, it's
golf.
not
So
even. I wasn't even implying it's that like expensive to get into,
yeah,
like which probably
no, no, no,
is, but it's more like
yeah,
played by rich white guys. Like it's like
yeah, no. And I'm not. I'm probably not doing anything for my image by saying I did take tennis. I did take tennis lessons when I was
fancy.
younger. Yeah, look at me go. Uh, but I couldn't get the swing down for tennis.
Mm,
I couldn't, I had too much of a baseball or golf swing. So like I couldn't flatten out my swing. Well,
mm.
it didn't work out well for me. My two sisters were on the tennis team, but I never stuck for me. Um, but yeah, I get that, but I don't know. I just found it
No, well,
relaxing
like,
and
you enjoy what you
fun.
enjoy. Like I'm just
Yeah.
like I was hoping you would tell me, hey,
Like, what's
golf
do
is
you have a
great.
sport? Do you have a sport of choice?
Like
Like,
if I had to,
yeah,
like probably like soccer, like football or soccer, as you guys, as you Americans would say.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
like I usually just go to the gym and box. Like I like lift some
yeah. Okay,
weights, box. Boxing is good, but that's about like I don't spar with
yeah.
anybody. Like I'm not like beating other people up. No, that's not my
So you're
thing.
just hitting the bag,
Yes,
basically?
yes, yes.
Yeah. I never got into boxing. I did do martial arts for a bit, but yeah, straight up boxing.
I did martial arts for like 5 years when I was like a teenager. So like I did
Yeah.
like 5 years of my life was spent there. So like I
Uh,
know my ways. Like
Probably
I
about that time. Yeah,
Mhm.
I did get to black belt in a martial art nobody
Wait,
around there has
black
heard of.
belt
Yeah, I'm black belt. Yeah.
in what?
So you've probably never heard of it. I think it's expanded across the US, but I don't know that it's
Mhm.
made it to Europe yet. Um, so when I say it's a mixed martial arts, people get the wrong impression
Yeah, MMA.
because
Yeah.
like UFC exists
Mhm.
now, but that's not what I mean. It's like a mix of Taekwondo, I think Aikido, it's been a minute.
Okay.
Judo and Jiu-Jitsu.
Hmm.
Um, it's called uh, Kikido, Kido. And it's
Hmm.
sort of like a mix of all these things, yeah. And it's been a long time. So it's
Hmm.
probably been close to a decade since, I've actually been in a class.
Because
But
black belt, that's a hell of an achievement.
Yeah.
Like I don't
No,
know
it
about
was a
like
long, yeah, it's a long
because
journey.
when I did my like I also did mixed martial arts, like but not
Yeah,
the MMA,
yeah,
UFC kind of style.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
but
yeah,
we had like a mix of like karate, we had a mix of like taekwondo, we had a mix of like several different things. Like it was
yeah,
basically
yeah.
promoted as like a this is the stuff. If you get attacked on the street, you will actually
Oh,
defend yourself.
like the Israeli thing?
No,
Like the
no, not even
Krav
no,
Maga
no, 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 not Krav
thing?
Maga. Like there were elements of that.
Okay.
There were like we were told like log. See, I don't know how. There's logs and there's also like I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
know. See in Czech because I know the
yeah,
Czech term for
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
I would call it a levers, but I don't know if it's the same in English.
Yeah, so it sounds so you probably did sort of like a lot because from what I remember, Aikido's a lot of the lock stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm guessing that was a huge part of it then. Yeah.
Yes. And yeah, like I only got into I think it was like no so yellow, yeah. After yellow
Mm,
was orange, yes. Like I think I got orange
okay.
belt. I was like 4 or 5 removed from like black, which is still a lot. Like you still had to have certain
Mm,
skill and like how to
mm,
pass it. It wasn't like, hey, you show up to a ceremony and they just give you a belt for nothing. I don't know
yeah.
how, see, that actually I would like to know because for us to get to the next stage, we obviously you
Mm,
train,
mm,
and then you
mm,
would book like a not a session, but basically you book the last like final training when there was a your
yeah.
instructor and
Yeah.
another guy, and basically
Yeah.
it was like a 3 hours of like physical, like you would have
Yeah.
to be somewhat fit, which was weird because I was always the fattest guy there, like by far. I've struggled with my weight for most of my life,
Mm,
and I was always the fattest guy. So I wasn't not the fastest, but I was always
yeah.
like one of the stronger ones. And you had
Mm,
to like then like so you would run around like an idiot. You would do like push-ups, pull-ups, all that fucking shit
mm,
before you even get to the martial art bit,
mm.
right? So
Yeah.
how would that work for you? Like,
Yeah. So, I think every 3 months, I want to say, there'd be like a promotions test that people could take. There might be different schools, they'd bring in a bunch of other masters and stuff like that. Or like higher, depending on how high we were going, higher belts would, take
mhm.
notes and stuff. Um, and it would be white belts, which are the lowest, through what was the highest?
Well, black
Red?
is the highest, no?
Red, well, yes, black was separate though.
Ah,
So, like, black belt had their own separate test, and that
yes.
was like more infrequent than the rest of the
Mm,
testing. I think it was red was the second highest. So,
mm,
you'd go through all the stuff and all that. And so it was just testing you on all the different stuff you had to know. So
mhm.
you'd slowly like weed out some of the lower belts. And then everybody would eventually you get up through the rest of them and
Okay.
do
See,
that.
every 3 months to me.
There really wasn't
Mhm.
like you were saying, the physical fitness test. I mean,
Uh,
the physical fitness stuff was like showing off. Like they'd start you with kicks and stuff and
hmm
like punches and some of the other techniques. That would be the warm-ups and
hmm
um, yeah, we didn't have to do like, you know, like you were training for a physical fitness test or something.
See, to me that's so fascinating because like yeah, for us it was always that. It was always like even when I went to train, like we trained, we had like 3 times a week there was a training session
Mm,
and it was usually like hour and a half. And yeah, the first like half an hour or so would just be like a warm up. So you would like run around like like in a circles, you would like
yeah,
do
we do
push-ups,
that like
pull-ups,
for
all that.
classes.
Yes.
Yeah, like if we were at a class,
hmm
like one of the hour-long classes or whatever, we start by warming up. But like if you're there to test, they're expecting you to, do some of the stretching and
hmm
some of that other, prep stuff
Because yeah,
ahead of the
also what I
actual
was gonna
start time.
say, yeah, what I was gonna say is every 3 months, like that would not fly where I'm from. Like I think it was like maybe once a year, like maybe every 10 months or so. Like and only your instructor would then say, "I don't think you're ready," or "You are ready." You would have to obviously pay some amount of money, obviously, and
Yeah.
then but that wouldn't guarantee you would get it, right? You could
Right.
always like you would have to like the physical stuff is there because you should have certain level of like stamina, resistance, all that,
Mm,
so you can
mm.
tap out at any moment. But if you tap out, you obviously don't get it. So next time, good luck, better luck next time. So it was always like a hardcore. It was always like 2, 3 hours spent where it's just like, oh yeah, now we did some kicks, now we did this, now we did this. Okay, let's all go on the ground and let's do 20 push-ups now. And I'm like, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, obviously it gets more grueling the longer you go. And like my black belt test, we weren't at my usual school. We went to one of the other places and it was like in a basement and it was summer.
hmm
'Cause I think there might be like two tests a year, you know, like one at the big national convention and then like one for people who couldn't, one during a different part of the year. So we were in summer in the basement,
hmm
no AC.
hmm
So I just remember it comes up on Facebook every once in a while. And I'm so glad we weren't at the point where cameras are now
hmm hmm
because, oh my God, was I just absolutely drenched. But you can't really tell in the photo because it's not the best quality. But, oh God,
Yep.
it was just disgusting. Um,
Oh, that was
yeah.
me after every like no, and again, I was always the fattest guy like by
Yeah.
far. So like like I was drenched. Like yeah, there was no tomorrow. Like I came home because there was not even like a shower facilities at like that place where we did the test for for to
Mm,
get to the higher belt. So yeah, you
mm,
would just run around. A bunch of kids or like teenagers would just run around, like
mm.
did like this grueling exercise for like 2 to 3 hours. You would then pass hopefully, and then you would just fuck off home. And then you're like, okay, goodbye. There was no like test, no showers or anything. I was like, okay, cool. So you would just come home and like be so fucking tired. It was like 12,
Yeah.
1 p.m. and you'd be so tired. And it's just, oh no, don't talk to me for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
So now that's awesome. Okay, that black belt. Look at you go. Look at you
Yeah.
go. Okay. So do I understand correctly? You're still in Chicago.
No, not Chicago. I'm in Iowa.
Iowa. Oh yeah, no, no, you mentioned that Iowa.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Are you the first one from Iowa that I
Well,
have
that
had on?
depends. Have you had Schweitzer on?
Oh yeah, duh. Yeah, no, no, I
Yeah,
did, but it's been a while.
yeah.
That's why I
So
forgot.
yeah, we're like hour away from each other. So yeah,
Okay, okay.
we
So
we meet up on occasion for movies and stuff, depending on
nice,
what it is. So
nice. So okay, so if I ask you, Jake,
mm,
hey, I'm coming to Iowa for 1 week, 1 week only for just a holiday. Where
mm.
would you recommend me to go? What will we see? Where will we eat? What's something about Iowa that makes it, stand out or unique just to Iowa?
Um, yeah. So. I've worked in, sort of all around like the eastern part of the state.
hmm
Um, and something that's always sort of fascinated me, you know, depending on where I work is like, everybody. Iowa gets made fun of because like we're one of the smaller states, and people say, "Oh, look, it's nothing but corn,"
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
that is true. There is a lot of corn, but what always fascinates me is um, sort of every new town I go to,
Hmm.
there's something. There's some sort of thing that they sort of have that's just them, and it can be just super specific.
Hmm.
So, an example. I'm gonna go through three of the towns I've worked in.
Okay.
They each have like this big event that they have like all year round. I'm sure where you live, has sort of the same
Hmm.
sort of thing. You got one big celebration for the year.
Hmm. Hmm.
Here's what I have. One town I worked in just decides out of the blue. You know what? We're gonna be where James T. Kirk is born.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
they so they send a letter to the writer for Star Trek. He's like, oh, all right, sure. So now in the summer, they have like this big thing with all these Star Trek fans. They get people. They've gotten William Shatner to come to this thing in little
Nice.
Podunk, Iowa. Um, it's just crazy. Two, second one. Did you know people grow giant pumpkins?
I think I've heard about that. Like, I obviously know people grow pumpkins. I think I heard like there's something like a competition, like who grows the gi biggest one,
Yes. I have
which is
seen
such an
somebody.
American thing, by the way. Like, oh, hey,
They,
can we
oh,
grow big
hey,
things? Let's compete.
all right. Side note. So I've seen the guy break the state record in Iowa
Mm.
for biggest pumpkin, like 2,100 pounds.
Jesus.
Yeah. He's the head of the International Pumpkin Growing, Commonwealth that oversees like the way-offs and stuff, where it's pumpkins, like watermelons, long gourd, all this sort of stuff. He actually started one in Russia. There's one in Belgium. There's probably one where you live. They probably have like a similar type of competition where
Hmm.
you are. And it's just crazy because people get so into it. It's amazing.
It sounds like it. I'm like, what the? Why? I
Yeah,
I'm like, this is weird, but like, I kind of understand, but I kind of don't.
yeah. And if I were to tell you
Hmm.
that where the Field of Dreams is
Hmm. Hmm.
also has a national museum,
Hmm.
what would you say to that?
Like National Museum dedicated to what?
Exactly,
Mm.
exactly the right question. Farm toys. Did you know people collect farm toys?
Farm toys?
Yes.
No, no, I did not know that. No.
Neither did I till I started working. But like, it's crazy. Like, have you ever thought it's crazy that people pay that much for that thing?
Yeah. But the more I
I've,
spend time on the internet, the more I'm like, of course it's a thing. I never had known that this is a thing. Like this, like again, farm toys are a thing, but
yeah,
it doesn't surprise me anymore.
yeah, I haven't looked up how much some of this stuff goes for
Hmm.
because I don't want to know, but it's just crazy, like what people are sort of passionate about. So like it's just crazy. Like every town has like sort of their own thing,
Hmm.
um, which is just I don't have a one place
Okay.
in summary, but it's just crazy how they just every little town you go to has something that they're like, oh hey, look at this. We've got this. We look over here. Let me tell you about this. And
Yeah.
maybe that's the history nerd, cultural nerd in me. But yeah, I just think that's fascinating.
Hmm. Hmm. And is Iowa known for any particular like cuisine or something that you are best in when it comes to food related? Besides, like,
Food?
giant pumpkins, I guess.
No, I don't. Well, obviously our corn, but that's and
Yeah.
we do have really like the like the fresh. I don't do it enough because it's just me, but like when they pull out the like grilled sweet corn,
Hmm.
it actually is like really good.
Hmm.
Not to be stereotypical, but yeah, we that I guess would be the food we're known for is
Hmm.
yeah sweet corn.
So it is a stereotype, but it's a stereotype for a reason,
But
I
it's
say.
but it's delicious.
Yeah.
I can't knock it.
Fair.
Salt and butter. There are a
Yeah.
few things better.
Yeah, like sweet corn is ace. Like I also
Yeah.
enjoy me some sweet corn, even though
Yeah.
I'm guessing you like, take it straight from the source, it's probably gonna be
Oh yeah.
better.
There are literally stands where people will sell it. Like there's a gas station that I go to every once in a while if I'm driving through one of these like extra small towns. Like, ah, sweet corn. Sweet, well, I don't remember the price.
Hmm.
And just sells it, put the money in here.
Hmm.
Okay, great.
See, this is our gas stations here in Scotland where I live are
Yeah.
so boring. You just get like, occasional hot dog or like some bakeries or some sandwiches. That's about it. We
Yeah.
don't get sweet corn here. So,
No, no, yeah. Every once in a while, there's just people sell like, 'cause I drive on a lot of like
mhm,
county roads and stuff. There's um, and like, yeah, it's amazing what you'll see randomly. It goes from pumpkins to sweet corn to wreath. Oh, I flip that. Sweet corn, pumpkins, wreath,
mhm.
trees. I see a lot of signs, um, trying to tempt me to go down a
I
gravel
believe
road
it.
somewhere.
I believe it. Now, okay, Iowa sounds kind of interesting to me. Like Iowa seems like a very, how do I put it? Not the most touristy place, but it seems like it's a charming place.
Yeah, based on where I live,
Hmm.
'cause I'm like in between, like 40 minutes away on either side of a couple of the bigger towns, but like it's a lot of like, you know,
Hmm.
I've worked in a couple 4,000 people towns that are in between a lot of smaller towns of that. So I'm not doing a lot of good for stereotypes
Hmm.
of Iowa right now.
So
But
you
yeah,
said,
very rural town.
yeah, I was gonna say you said 4,000 people town.
Your city,
Not even
whatever.
city. Like to me, like that would be
It
a
is a city.
village. To me, that would be a
Yeah, it's a
village.
city. Yeah, I live in the city of Black. Yeah, it's a city. It's 4,000 people.
What's
Although
the
Iowa doesn't really use village or town very
what is the
much.
def I was gonna say, what is the American
I
definition
don't
for
know.
village?
I think they just use whatever they want. Because like when I was growing up, I lived in the town of
Hmm.
Delavan.
Hmm.
And then there's the city.
Hmm.
And I don't know what the difference is. They're a slightly different municipality.
I
But
think yeah, that's the
I
thing.
don't know.
That's the like
I don't know what it
population.
is. Yeah.
Yes,
Eh, mm,
because I grew up in a like a very like a village, and it
yeah.
was just shy of 3,000 of like like a municipality like population. So I was like, yeah, that's a village. Like I think town where I'm from at least it's classified from like you need to have about I want to say 10,000 or like seven something like that to be classified as a town, and then a city would be just the biggest ones like 100,000 plus. You know. So I'm fascinated how in America like you have your own definition for everything.
Yeah, I don't want to trust Google because Google's bad
No,
now.
not the AI, not like the AI
Yeah.
can be good, can be bad. Yeah.
It's basically like, well, and that's the thing. That's the thing with sort of the difference between our governments, I
Hmm.
think, is because that's one of the things that I think varies, state to state.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like, there's really no, in some states, I'm sure there is a definition.
Hmm.
I don't know that there is definition, because there's cities that I've been in that I've covered that are less than 1,000 people, but they call themselves the city of,
I guess it's just a
Springfield.
name, like city in a name
Yeah,
then.
yeah, it's just what they call themselves.
Like I can call
Uh,
myself Dwayne The Rock Johnson, but like I don't look anywhere close to him. I don't have his
right,
physique, so I can call him.
yeah,
Technically, I could call myself, but
yeah,
people will look at me like, obviously you're not. It's
right. Yeah, I bet like literally 600 people. Ah, city.
That is
Okay.
no.
Yeah, hundreds. I've been to multiple towns with hundreds of people. City.
That's bizarre. Like, look, whatever makes you guys happy, like whatever makes you happy, like
I
I'm
don't know what to
fine.
tell you. So wait, is there like a legit definition in
Mhm.
Scotland
Well, I
for
don't know
what?
Scotland, but when I'm from Czech Republic, originally I'm from
Okay,
Czech Republic, I
that's
think there's like
fine.
a legal definition. Like
Okay,
basically, like you need to have at least 4,000, or like something. So like
yeah,
I know I grew up in a village because it was under 3,000, like it was like 2,800 people, so it was village. And I
okay.
think in Czech Republic, like for you to have a town, you are around at least 10,000 people, right? And then a city is like I think for us it's like 100,000 plus. So anything that's around or around that area, like 90, 100,000, that you would
So
call it
what's
a city.
between town and so town and city are just between 10,000 and 100,000?
Yeah. So basically, whatever, if, until you reach, let's say 90,000, you're a town.
Okay.
That's
I
about it.
guess I grew up in a town because
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in a, well, we called it a city, but I grew up in a place with like 9,000 people. So
Mm-hmm.
I guess that makes me a town, even though I lived in the town portion of the city. So, like I
Town
was saying,
portion of a city.
there was this, well, because I guess, like I said, there were different municipalities, and
Yeah.
we were past whatever this border was. So it took us out of the city and took us into the town. So I don't know what they combine. I don't know if they combine us for the census. I have no idea.
It makes all kinds of sense and also doesn't. And this is the beautiful thing about America. Like it makes kind of sense, but also it doesn't. Like it's so crazy to me. I love it. Like no, like you guys never change. Well, in some things you should change, but like you guys never change.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know, right? No, everything is great. Like you guys are
It's
winning.
fun.
You guys are
Yeah.
winning right now. Like are you
Yeah.
are you tired of winning yet?
So much winning.
So much winning. Anyway, I think we can move to the this or that, where I'll give you two
Okay.
choices, and you tell
Okay.
me which one would you prefer and why.
Okay.
So, Jake, iOS or Android?
Oh, Android all the way. I don't know.
Oh.
I've never been an
Mm-hmm.
I've just always had Androids.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
like I've had Kindles, I've had Android phones,
Mm-hmm.
like I've never had an iPad. Like I had an iPod, a hand-me-down iPod Nano,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but other than that, like I yeah, that's easy. I
That's
can't
cool.
explain it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just, whatever you happen to get
Mm-hmm.
is what you get, and I just got Androids. So I'm like, fine.
Mm-hmm. I used to have not both, but I used to like so I was always like Android most of my life, and then because of
Mm,
my previous job, I got iPhone because they paid for my phone. Like I got a,
sure.
you know,
Yeah, yeah,
And so I got an iPhone because my boss preferred iPhones. So I gotten used to iPhones and like iOS and all that. And then when I changed jobs, I was like, you know what? Back to Android because like I like customize like
yeah,
iOS is good,
yeah.
but like if you want to have
Well,
a tinker
at
with your
this,
phone
yeah,
and
yeah,
customize stuff,
yeah.
no, like Android all.
Like all my apps are Android related. Like I can't even explain it. I just been like I wouldn't even know what to do if I switched at this point. It's just you get sorted into the camps, and this is
Mhm.
just like if I started down an iPhone, like an Apple path, I'm sure it would have been the same thing. But
Yeah, but you are
yeah,
actually one of the few in America because like this is the great thing or interesting thing about Americans. Another one is I'm pretty sure you're the only country in the world where iPhone is dominant. Like, and I'm talking about age 18 to 34, like 80% plus people have iPhone. And if you go to Gen Z, if you look at
mm,
only the youngest generation, that number goes to 9 out of 10 of young, like
interesting.
very young people. And that's the only market in the world. Because most of the countries or all the other countries, it's split even where most Android is winning, but or not winning, but like it's more popular.
Mm,
And I always found it fascinating how Apple has such a tight grip on the US market. Hmm, interesting. So I think the next one for you, I think for you, it's gonna be difficult because you're one of those who does both, I know, but asking
Okay.
anyway, TV shows or movies?
Probably movies. I watch more. Like, yeah, I do watch sort of more TV than some of the people we know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, so I'm not like I don't watch everything. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there's a bunch of like big TV shows that I just haven't gotten around to, and that's probably more a function of streaming. Um, but and like I'm not gonna pay for all the different things that I'd have to get to watch everything. Well, and also I've got like Alien Earth. I've got, you know, a bunch of episodes just recorded that I haven't started it.
Yeah,
I've
so
recorded
movies.
it. Yeah, so movies. Yeah, I watch way more movies than
Mm-hmm.
TV in a given year.
That's fair. Same, also same. Tea or coffee?
Coffee. I'm not anti-tea, but like definitely I had 2 cups before we got on.
Okay.
Uh,
How do you take
yeah,
your
I
coffee?
So I do generally drink it black, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm a coffee. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I'll drink it basically anyway. Like I'll do 2 creams, 1 sugar. I'll get like a random sugary drink on
Mm-hmm.
like pr- I rarely do it, but I'll get one of those like, once every
Yes.
few months. So yeah, but mostly black, and that's just 'cause I don't care.
So as long as it has caffeine in it, and as long as
Right.
there's a coffee in it, you don't care.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
I like it. It's very simple. Yeah. You know what you want. You know what you like. Yes.
Yeah.
Money or free time?
I think free time.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So you're rich. You have all the financial means. So that's why you're lacking free
Oh,
time. I get it. I get it.
oh
I get it.
yes. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep. Very, I'm in a very lucrative business.
Yes. In Iowa. Yes.
Yes.
No. Why free time?
I don't know. I think I value just being able to do whatever I want
Hmm.
as opposed to
Which is
make
nothing.
above all. Yes.
That's living the dream, my man. Like living the dream. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The older I get, the more I like those days where I'm like, oh, I don't have to meet up anybody. I don't have any plans. So I
Right.
am kind of in the same boat as you. Like the older I
Right.
get, the more I appreciate my free time.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
totally get you.
Yeah.
Honesty or other people's feelings.
Ah,
Mm-hmm.
honesty, it's that's probably the toughest one. And here's the thing. I don't think I'm like I don't I'm I like to think I'm blunt, but also not all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't that's a tough one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I guess honesty in a but that's probably the hardest decision I've had to make.
Okay. I kind of gathered that, like, just based on listening to you on
Yeah.
other podcasts, you're always
Yeah.
like, you're not shy. I don't,
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah, but also I'm not like I can't be blunt and like overly sarcastic, but
Hmm.
I try not to be mean,
Hmm. Yeah. No,
if I can help it.
I wouldn't describe you as mean. It's just like,
Yeah.
if you have an opinion, you let it,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
so you let the other people know
Yeah.
that I appreciate that. I appreciate it. So we touched on this and you said you don't like it. So I'm guessing I know the answer, but I'll ask you anyway. Summer or winter?
Oh, summer, yeah.
Hmm.
I'm as we've discussed, I'm a sweaty boy, but I will take being hot over being cold.
Especially if you get 10 inches of snow. That's.
Right, because I can drive when it's 100 degrees out. I
Hmm.
can't drive in a foot of snow. Like I was coming back from the company Christmas party,
Hmm.
and a 30-minute drive took 80.
Damn.
Yeah, because it was snowing and the
Hmm.
plows hadn't been out.
Hmm.
So
hmm And obviously,
yeah,
like, I also know because I've been talking to many Americans. I think it differs from state to state how well
Yes.
prepared you are for
Well, because
snow.
here's the thing. Everybody likes to laugh
Hmm.
at like, you know, Georgia or Tennessee if they get, an
Hmm.
ice storm because it gets too cold but here's the thing. As far as like infrastructure type stuff,
Hmm.
like you don't pay for snowplows. You
Hmm.
don't have big trucks with salt in them.
Yep.
So you can't, they literally have nothing to melt the ice.
Hmm. Yep. Yep.
So it just has to stay there until it melts. So I get it. I
Hmm.
get it. I know people like to laugh at it, and I do too. It's funny. It is funny.
So
But
would
I
you
also
say
understand. I also understand why it's a thing.
yes? Yes. So would you
Yeah.
say Iowa is better prepared for snow?
Oh, obviously.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I see. I don't actually know. Like, I always kind of lose track. Besides the obvious, like, warm states, like I know, like
Yeah.
LA barely gets any
Yeah.
snow. Like Florida barely
Yeah.
gets any snow.
Yeah.
But I
Right.
know, like,
They,
nowadays, even Texas sometimes gets like snow, and I'm like, fucking Texas? What?
I suppose they could. But like they'd get it when it was like 30, well, close to 0 degrees Celsius for you.
Hmm.
So it's one of those things where they might get it, but it's not really
Doesn't
gonna
stay. Yeah.
stick around very long. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. So probably the most important question of all:
Uh,
ninjas or pirates?
ninjas.
Why?
Maybe it's the martial arts thing.
Mm.
Uh, but yeah, I don't know. It's just cooler to me.
Hmm.
Like, the assassin. Well, here's the thing.
Hmm.
Like, if I was back like 10 years ago, if I was looking for a book to read,
Hmm.
um, I'd use a keyword search and do assassin. Because that's going to give me one of two things. It's going to give me like CIA type stuff, or it's going to give me like
Hmm.
fantasy stuff.
Yeah.
Both I'm okay with. So that's sort of the same route ninjas go. They're very assassiny, and that's sort of what I gravitate towards.
Okay. Okay. And a last question, free will or destiny?
Oh, free will.
Wow, that was very quick.
Yeah, I don't like thinking we don't control anything. That's sort of depressing.
Okay, so you don't think you are just a puppet playing your part?
No,
Okay,
no.
okay, interest. I that oh,
That's very fatalist. I can get very fatalist thinking sometimes, but yeah,
no, no, I like it.
as a rule, I don't like it as an overall rule.
No, 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 I like it. I like it. I just, I've on my show, most people that have been here so far have been Americans. And
Uh,
most of them, like I would say good 80-90% would say someplace in between. Like
yeah,
someplace in between.
yeah,
And I'm like, so I know I'm noticing like a pattern. So like you're one of the few one, they're like one or the other, like directly. And I'm like, yeah,
yeah.
fascinating, fascinating.
Yeah, I guess I didn't, yeah, I really didn't struggle with most of those. They were pretty easy for me, I
Yeah,
guess.
nice,
What can I
nice.
say?
You're just one of the, one out of a million, yeah. Okay, and before we move to the flex part of this podcast, do you have
Mm.
any hot takes or controversial opinions you would like to share with us?
Yeah, I guess we were trying to figure out how hot this take was. And I don't know how hot it would be, but
Hmm.
I know concerts are a big thing for people. One of
Hmm.
those things you say people would like to do with all that free time they have.
Yes,
Eh, not really, not really on my list. I
same.
think I've gone to like, oh, on my own, two?
Hmm.
Con Not on, and it wasn't on my own. I think my dad brought me for both. One was for his work, and one was just we went to Summerfest, and
Hmm.
that's it. Like, and I've worked more concerts than well, probably about the same then. I think I've worked more concerts than I've actually been to. That's
Hmm.
just not like, I guess shows, maybe I can shows in general. I just don't really go to shows.
So
Like, I don't.
is your hot take like they are overrated or?
Yeah, I guess. I like music. I like the theater. I just don't go. You
Hmm.
know,
Hmm.
that's something I want to spend my money on.
I am actually in the same boat as you. I love me some music, but I've only been to maybe two or three concerts in my entire life, and I'm
Yeah,
34.
yeah,
Like, and I'm and as you, like two of them were just like, we went as a family.
yeah,
So, and I'm like, I know, and especially in the UK, where, or like where I live now, there is a bunch of festivals. There's like
yeah,
Glastonbury Festival, there's like a
yeah,
Download Festival, there's like a fucking heavy metal festival if you're into, and I'm into heavy metal, but it's
yeah.
just never been my thing. It's like, hey, I'm gonna, get, I'm gonna get a tent. And I'm gonna go fuck off to this field for 3 days listening to.
Oh, that even less. Like even like like going to a full-on festival.
Mhm,
Hell no. Like a one-night concert is one thing.
mhm.
Like a full-on no, no, no.
Same.
Like like I know just to use the extreme example, Burning
Mhm.
Man.
Oh.
Why why the fuck would anybody want to do that?
And that's for
I
like a
don't get
week,
it.
right? That's for like a week or two.
I don't know. That makes no sense.
Hmm.
I don't get it.
Well, if you're young, hot, have money and drugs, yeah, it's basically like, but that's where a
Oh,
bunch of people go cheat. I mean,
yeah.
like,
Yeah, I suppose you've nailed the head on the problem. Yeah. All right, fair.
no, it's yeah, like I no, but I'm there with you. Like I love some music, but the only festival I would ever go to is a movie festival. I would love to go to like movie festivals, not like, but
Sure. Yeah.
yeah, like yeah. There's only like one or two bands I would love to see live, and I would love to go to the concert, not the festival. But yeah, I other
Yeah.
than that, like we so where I live now, they've built this massive arena that they can sit like 60,000 people or have 60,000 people. So more and more like bigger artists are coming to where I live. But I'm like, out of all of them, not really keen on any?
Yeah, like I covered a concert series for work that they had out at the Field of Dreams.
Hmm.
And it's like, oh, for photos, you can only take photos of the first three
Hmm.
songs or whatever. And then it's like, all right, time to go. Like I took my photos and then I left. Like some of the people sat around and listened to some of, some of the other stuff just didn't work. I I I'm like, all right, three concerts or three songs. It was cool.
Hmm.
I'm gonna leave now.
Yeah, yeah. No, like that's sensible. That's more of my pace as well. Like I've been to some stuff here, like, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah,
After like
that
three, four songs,
yeah
like I get it.
yeah.
Not for me.
That's not to say like if I happen to eat out somewhere and like they had live music, I'm like,
That's
oh,
different.
I'm out of here. I'm like,
Yeah.
fine. I'd sit and listen or whatever, but yeah, like full on, no, too many people probably
Hmm.
for
No, but
me.
that is different though. Like I remember one of my fondest memories is I've been to this like Irish pub here we have, and in Scotland. I know it is a bit weird, but it's here. And my friends and I went there like one random Sunday evening, and we didn't even know there's this like older dude and like his kind of band showed up. I was like, oh yeah,
Mm,
every Sunday we just fuck around here. And they were not like professionals, they were like semi-professionals, but like they knew how to play and they play like Celtic songs, like these old-fashioned, like, you know, Irish legend, like Irish songs,
mm,
Scottish songs.
mm,
And
mm.
that was actually great. That was like, like these like nice tunes. And you
Mm.
sit there with your Guinness or whatever and like listen to them and like that's actually
Oh,
nice.
I do. I just thought of a even even hotter take.
Tell me.
Ah, just because you were talking about Guinness. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, if it's carbonated, I'm out.
So you don't drink any beer.
I don't do beer. I don't do soda. and do champagne. And like, I think at the point my body's so used to it, like I'll do a cider every once in a while. Like I'll do something every once in a while. But like even like just like a hard cider type thing, like I get halfway through and I get gas. So my body is just so used to not having carbonation. It like rejects it. And like my dad's like, you mentioned Guinness, my dad's like, oh, try this, it's less carbonated. And that's when I figured out I also don't like the taste of hops.
I see.
So,
Hmm.
really, really bad for, beer.
Yeah.
If you don't like carbonation and you don't like hops,
That is, yeah, beer is out for you. That is
that's a
true.
rough time.
That is. No,
Yeah,
but I'm look, I like me some special, like I'm from Czech Republic, so I love me some Czech beer, draft beer. Oh yes.
yeah,
But as far as carbonated things go, I hate, or not hate, but I don't like sparkling water. Or you would call it fizzy water, I think.
yeah.
So
Sparkling water, no sparkling water.
yeah. And it
Yeah,
just to
no.
me that's like why is this
Why?
water angry at me? Like, it just feels like angry
Same,
water.
same thing with people who need lemon in their water. Like, do I
Yeah.
take lemon in my water? Sure, if you bring it. But I'm like, why is that your default?
Yeah, I
Like,
don't understand it too. You know what? Okay, like I don't know if it's tell me how is it in America? If you go to a restaurant, right,
yep,
and
yep.
ask for just water, just plain on tap water, do
Having
they
worked in
charge
the,
you for that?
no, no,
Ah,
most
be
don't.
because
Well, it
here,
depends. It depends. I'll say it
because
depends.
okay,
Like if you're at a regular sit-down restaurant,
hmm
usually you get water. Just water's free. And I thought you were gonna go with the thing that most Europeans find weird when they come to America. Having
which
worked at
is
a hotel restaurant,
hmm which
uh,
is
ice,
oh that you guys
ice
love
in the water.
ice.
Yeah, ice in the
Yeah,
water as default.
like I don't get it. Why is it default? See. I'm on that page. I don't ask. I specifically ask with the no ice in my
Yep,
water.
100%. If the accent didn't give you away, that would have.
But my reasoning is two. It's like first, like I love water, but I don't like very cold water because to me this is just wasted. But second, the most ice machines are not fucking cleaned properly or have not been cleaned in ages. You don't want to see those ice machines. So like just because that ice looks nice and clear and pure, oh, you don't want to see them ice machines, how they look inside, where you get your beautiful ice from. No, fuck that. So I'm fine with just tap water. Thank you very much.
Hmm?
But no, like I was gonna say, so in America you would get it for because here you also, if you ask, if you go sit down in a restaurant, and if you
Hmm?
ask for tap water, they legally cannot charge you because basically there's a law that's it's free. It's because there's
Yeah,
an argument to be made. Oh, what if you just have a medication and need to swing some water to take your meds? Like you shouldn't be
yeah,
charged for that, right? So
yeah,
all the restaurants flat and water is always free here. In Czech Republic, it's not. So they try to justify it by if you ask for tap water, we have a nice and drinkable water, not as nice as in Scotland, but they try to justify it like, to charge you like, let's say $1 or $2 for a jug of water. They always bring it with lemon, like, some bits of lemon in there,
yeah, yeah.
and lime. Or no, no, not lime, sorry. Mint. Sorry, I confused my
Oh,
words. And I'm like, no, I just wanted fucking pure jug of pure water, not with mint,
no, no,
not with lemon.
no, no. I mean, I'm sure it's probably nice, but that's when I ask for water. Like you said, that's not what I mean.
And again, they only do it to be like, oh yeah, we are charging, like
Yeah,
50 Czech koruna for
yeah,
that, which is kind of
yeah,
expensive for what it
yeah,
fucking is. And I'm
yeah,
like, oh yeah, let's throw some, lemon and mint into it so they cannot complain. And I'm like, no, I'll still complain. Like, this is fucking bullshit.
yeah.
No, but yeah, okay. So no Guinness, nothing carbonated for you. Hmm.
No.
It is what it is. Like, look, so what is your drink of choice? Or like alcohol drink of choice, I mean,
Yeah, so I usually end up doing mixed drinks or cocktails.
cocktails, okay.
Sort of get you in trouble faster. Um, I'm curious if this is the same in Europe too, because I was having this conversation on Thanksgiving, because like came up with the question, if you had to drink like one cocktail for the
Hmm.
rest of your life,
Ooh.
what would it be? And I said this knowing exactly what they think when I said it. So I'm
Hmm.
curious. I said a daiquiri.
Hmm.
When I say that, what what goes into a what do you think of when I say daiquiri? I'm curious if this is a European thing too.
Well, daiquiri is like can be anything. Like can be banana, can be strawberry, can be like raspberry. So like, so is this your like cheat code where it's like, you will not have okay.
No.
I don't know.
No, you did the same thing though, so
Ah,
that's interesting. No, I just want rum, lime, and sugar. That's
rum
it.
lime. Okay.
It's rum, lime, and like simple syrup, and that's it.
Hmm. Okay.
But most people think of like the fruity drink when they
Yes.
think that, which can are also delicious. But no, I just want rum, lime, and sugar.
Rum, lime, and sugar. Okay. So you like some rum,
Yeah.
but then you didn't choose pirates when I asked ninjas or pirates. But it's cool. It's cool.
After we kill them, we get their rum.
Ah, always a man with a plan, few steps ahead. I like it. Appreciate it. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, cool. Any other hot takes, or do you want to move to the fifth
No,
part?
I gave multiple, so I think we're good.
All good. No, all good, sir. So now we can talk some movies. This is why we're here. So Jake, let me hear it. What is the last new movie you would rate 5 out of 5? So anything 2020s.
Okay, so disclaimer. I don't know when this happened, but I somehow turned into that college professor who like never gives like top marks,
I've
never
noticed
gives
that on your letterboxd. Yes.
yeah, never gives A's. Uh, so there has been, I don't think there's been one movie I've flat out given 5 stars since I brought stuff over to Letterboxd. Um, the the one this one, well, no, maybe it's the short. Maybe it's Ice Merchants. Maybe that was but that's not the last one I gave 5 stars. This was on a second watch, but it's Across the Spider-Verse. Ah,
Yes.
I am in the camp that it's perfect. Everybody who says it's half a movie isn't paying attention to
Join
the
us.
arc, isn't paying attention to the arc inside the movie. It is not Miles's movie. It's
Yes.
Gwen's. It's
Yes.
her arc.
That's what I've been always arguing. Yes, yes, yes. Preach, preach.
Yeah,
Yes. My favorite movie of
just
2023.
beautiful. Takes
Yes.
takes everything you love about the first one, expands it. It's fantastic.
100%. I look, I almost missed it in the cinemas across the spider. I never actually I only seen it into the Spider-Verse like what I think like a year or two before this one came out. Like I didn't catch that in the cinema and I loved it. But it wasn't immediate like I give it 5 out of 5. But it wasn't like, oh, I need to rewatch it. When I went to see Across the Spider, I was like, okay, I had a day off and I watched 3 movies that day. I watched Sisu, I watched Across the Spider-Verse, and I watched Super Mario Bros. Very different
Oh boy.
movies. Yeah, I know.
Yes.
I know. If I have a day off, I like to spend it in a cinema where I
Oh
go like
yeah.
movie by movie. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And I didn't even think this is gonna be that high for me. I was like, oh yeah, this is getting great reviews. Let's see what it's about. It'll be fun. And I was like, damn, that hit. That just
Yeah.
hit. That movie hits. And I this is one of this Across the Spider-Verse is one of the few movies I've seen in my life that I've seen twice in the cinemas. Just in the cinemas alone. And I rewatched it in a nice, beautiful 4K because I
Yeah.
have it on my 4K disc
Yeah.
on my TV. It still holds up. And as you say, if you understand it's a Gwen's movie, you know, yeah, it's a complete story with some setup for a third one, which we will not have until 2029, 2030 now, which is fucking bullshit.
Jesus.
Yeah, I know. But like I just fucking everything about that movie, every choice they make just is works for me so beautifully. And if I was one of them people who are like, I have top 25 movies of all time, number 25 is this. I don't think about movies like that. But if I did, this would probably be very high for me. Like this would
Yeah.
like because that like there's something emotional for me in that movie. I'm like, damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm glad you joined our side. So, what is the last quote unquote teen movie you would rate 5 out of 5? So, anything between 2003 and 2019.
So this is another one that wasn't quite 5 stars initially, but I bumped it up
Hmm.
on rewatch. Uh, Little Women. I love Little Women.
Uh-huh.
It's perfect. Um, it's one of those things, sort of like, I don't know why these first two, like, they're camps of people, but if you're in the, why couldn't they just tell this story linearly?
Hmm.
I don't know if we can be friends because it's so good the way they sort of cross-cut between time frames. Saoirse Ronan's just incredible. The direction's incredible. Like the cast is just amazing. It's one of the movies that just puts me in a
Hmm.
happy place.
I've only seen it once, but yeah, it was very close for me to get that five. I think I have it on like 4.5. Like it's very tiny. There was something that was stopping me, but I'm like, damn, this Greta Gerwig. It was before Barbie. I've seen it.
Mm,
I was like, hey, this Greta Gerwig is a good actor. Okay, she's cool. She's cool. And obviously the cast, like Saoirse Ronan, as you mentioned, Saoirse Ronan, Emma Watson,
yeah,
Florence Pugh, like all great people. Like just and obviously Timothy, like.
yeah,
Yeah, all at the time. Most of them were kind of up and comers. Some of them
yeah,
were already established, and now most of them rule Hollywood and will rule Hollywood for decades to come, hopefully.
yeah.
So, no, that's a great choice. That's a great one. So, what is the last quote unquote adult movie you would rate 5 out of 5? So, anything between 2002 and 1975.
Yeah, this is where we got into the interesting territory. Because I was looking at, because again, I don't have a ton of, it wasn't a long list I
Mhm.
was perusing of 5 stars. And a lot of them are like, yo, movies, like, I don't remember the first time I watched type thing. So it was hard to figure out, okay, what would have been the last one I watched? Um, and I think the answer is Good Will Hunting.
Oh, that's a classic.
So, yeah, obviously, Robin Williams' fantastic performance. Just so quotable. It's so funny and yet so emotional. Yeah, it's the for a first script, it's just insane.
By Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, who
Yeah,
out of all
it's
the
so good.
people you would
It's
not have
so good.
you would not have pegged to write a funny movie with heart out of all the people, especially in the early 90s. I wouldn't
Yeah,
have pegged those two, but somehow they did it.
yeah.
Have you seen their Oscar acceptance speech?
I'm sure I have. It's not something like I know by heart,
Because it's
but
like
yeah,
no, it's just so funny. It's been a while, but I had a period of my life where I was like browsing through acceptance speeches,
yeah,
and it's funny to see them both so young, but now obviously we've
mm,
seen them, like older and wiser and all that. But like, Ben Affleck, his voice, he's so happy, he just like cracks his voice, like, like as if he was like still a teenager. It's kind of adorable. And yeah, the movie, it is like I don't think it's I think it's now far removed to call it a classic, like a modern day
mm,
classic, because it's definitely one of those. If you think of 90s, that's one of those movies. It's like a pinnacle 90s movie.
yeah,
So yeah.
100%.
What is the last quote unquote old movie you would rate 5 out of 5? So anything 1974 and older.
Um, yeah, this is where we get into Jake doesn't give enough 5 star to movies. So what I did is I do have a top 100 that I don't take super seriously, but
Mhm.
it's just how I'm feeling. And I took the highest movie. This is this is there's one moment in this movie that just takes me out ever so briefly, but it is the highest 4.5 star movie on my list. Um, and it's Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window.
Ooh.
Nearly, nearly perfect movie for me.
Why is it
There's just
nearly?
the
Because it is a perfect movie. Why is it nearly for you?
it every time I see the dude fall out of the window. I'm like, oh, okay. It takes me out for like the shortest moment. I'm like, oh, all
I was
right.
gonna see, okay, I was gonna ask why are you so strict with your movie ratings? And
Yeah.
now, so really, just like this one moment, and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, this is 4.5, not 5.
Yep.
That's kind of petty, but I like it. That's so petty. Like that's
Yeah. I don't know what to tell you. I am who I am.
no, but like Rear Window is a like I watched it a few years ago with my then girlfriend, now wife,
Yeah.
and she, as a straight woman, fell in love with Grace Kelly.
Who
And
doesn't?
yeah, I was gonna say like yeah, it's especially that movie. She is not like
Well,
one
and
of those things.
I just like those two together. So even
Yes,
like the stuff that people think are lesser Hitchcock, a little further up my ranking. Because like To Catch a Thief is
yes.
further up my rankings of Hitchcock than it probably is for most people because it's got Cary Grant and Grace Kelly in it. What do you want me to do?
To Catch a Thief is, I'll say it's not for me. That's like a really solid 4 out of 5 movie. So I also really like it. Like it's a vibe to me. That's like such an immaculate Hitchcock vibe movie. But the
Mm,
Rear Window, genuinely, I would have to think about this. But it is between. I'm basic. It's between Psycho. It's between Rear Window, and probably if I were to rewatch. Wait, what is the one? Rope. There's a Rope, and but there's
yeah.
North by Northwest. I have not rewatched North by Northwest in a minute. I've only seen it once about 10 years
North
ago.
by Northwest is one of those that I watched and I'm like, it's fine. Like it's still, in the middle. Well, actually, it's top half. But yeah, I like it, but
Mhm.
it's not like up there. Yeah, my top Psycho's top four. So I
Nice.
go like you, Rear Window, Rope, Dial M for Murder, and Psycho, and then
D
To Catch a Thief.
Dial M for Murder is awesome
Yeah,
also. And that's one of those, it's like, oh yeah, why does it look like that? And then you think, then you read about it. Oh, this was actually shot in 3D. Yes, 3D goes as far back as
yeah,
1950s. And you can tell, like, the scissor scene, like it's like so weirdly
yeah,
sticking out. And I'm like, why is it like that? Oh, this used to be 3D. Holy fuck.
yeah.
Okay. No, Dial M for Murder is awesome. That's also
Yeah,
another.
that Hitchcock is one of those things over the past 4 years or so, as I've tried to go back and do more classics. I think the only one I'd seen was Lifeboat, which is actually my least favorite of
Mhm.
his. And now I've seen like 17, so I've put a decent dent into
Nice.
Hitchcock. But yeah,
Lifeboat, I'm still missing. I have like three 4K
it's one of
sets.
it's one of those things where it's like, please don't end
Hmm.
like this.
Hmm.
And it ends like that. And I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah.
I don't, that one, even I don't dislike.
Hmm.
It's okay. But I'm
Hmm.
just like, ugh. The ending just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. So,
Have you heard? Oh, well, not heard. Have you seen? What's no wait? What's the name of the movie? There's something wrong with Henry, or we need to talk about Henry. How is it called?
we need to talk about Kevin.
No, no, no. No. That's not Hitchcock. No, Hitchcock made a movie. It's
Oh,
one of I think it's only comedy he's ever made, like
no.
pretty much full comedy. Something wrong with Henry, I think. Like I'm trying to look it up. This is a great podcasting. I know.
Yeah.
Uh,
If only I didn't just close my letterbox list.
I know, right?
I was
It's
on Hitchcock. I could have just clicked it.
oh
And,
the trouble with Harry, not Henry. The
okay.
trouble with Harry. Yes,
Oh, that's why I didn't know what it is.
yes. So have you ever seen it?
No.
So yeah, this is one of maybe his
Don't
only
know that I've even heard of it. So,
because
before you mentioned it.
I think many people have not, because this is his only, if not this one is the only one, or maybe one of the few actual just straight up comedies he did.
Mm,
And it looks kind of like a play, like a stage play at some point. And it's kind of cool. It is kind of, it's kind of funny. It's kind of cool. It's kind of quirky. And I'm like, because it's about a dead guy, but nobody wants to acknowledge he's dead. And that's the problem with Harry. Spoiler. It's just kind of
okay.
weird. But yeah, like, yeah, Hitchcock wasn't just a, oh yeah, he just did horror movies. No, he did a lot of stuff. Just, yeah, not many are seen. So, what would you say is your favorite movie decade?
2010s. I did this very, like I just looked at my favorite movies list. What
Yeah.
decade has my most? And 36% of my favorite movies are from the 2010s. Uh, Biggest movie year is 2017. So I've
Oh,
got seven from 2017 alone. Paddington 2, Wind River, Get Out, Thor Ragnarok, Logan, Lady Bird, and Thoroughbreds, which is a random one that I just love more than anybody
Thoroughbreds is
else does.
awesome, I'll say.
It's
Thoroughbreds,
so good.
yes. I know 2010s are, yeah, like I always say when anybody brings it up, it's like we now figure out what works, what doesn't. So
Yeah,
you get so much more movies than
yeah,
ever
yeah,
before,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So you get obviously a lot of like average
And
stuff, a
not
lot
that
of
I
shitty
don't
movies.
like, yeah, I love a lot of classic
Mhm.
movies, but there's just, yeah, we've figured it out. There's just stuff we can do that we
Yes.
couldn't do back then.
Yes,
So,
and not only that, but also you figure out what actually works. Because, like,
yeah,
to me, that the joy of kind of going through cinema is like, oh yeah, see, in 1934 they tried this, didn't really work. That's why
yeah,
nobody tried it before, after.
yeah,
But okay,
yeah,
they tried.
yeah,
And just like, but now we know what works, what doesn't, and we get so many movies, and many of them are fine, many of them are not great, but a
yeah,
lot of them are fucking awesome. So like, a lot of them are like, yeah,
yeah,
this is high quality stuff that will be taken as this is a classic from,
yeah.
like in 20 years.
Yeah, but like my top four on Letterboxd
Mhm.
is a 90s film, an 80s film, another 80s film, and a 2010s film. So, I mean, it's not like I don't have older movies on the list, because there's, stuff you grew up with. But yeah,
No, yeah,
I
yeah.
just think more modern films, I just connect with a little more.
No, yeah, that's again, that's nor that I think that's kind of normal because this is
Yeah,
where where I think most
where
of
we sort of
us,
get into stuff.
yes,
Yeah,
we got into movies like
yeah,
2000s, 2010. So of course we will
yeah,
consume a lot of movies from that year, from that era.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So we've talked about some controversial opinions before. Do you have
Uh-huh.
any hot movie takes you would like to share with us?
Yes, I think I
Tell
shared one
me.
of them before. And I'm gonna start, and these are the ones that might actually get me canceled. But I'm gonna start with the less hot take,
Okay.
which is still, I think, I'm going to say it, and you're gonna think I'm crazy. Um,
Okay, let's hear it.
and then I'm gonna explain it, and maybe it won't be as hot. It's not going to happen, because I did check the short list, and it's not on there.
hmm
But you know how we like to joke about Suicide Squad being Oscar nominated? Oscar nominated Suicide Squad.
You mean Oscar winning for makeup?
Oh, it won. I couldn't remember.
Yes, it actually won, I think. Like I'm 99% sure. I'll quickly double check. But yeah, tell me. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Um, Snow White should be an Oscar nominated film.
Oh, why? Tell
And
me.
it's not going to be. And that's a shame. Uh, Waiting on a Wish is without a doubt one of the top five movie songs of the year.
Hmm. I've seen it. I kind of remember the song. I remember what.
Yeah.
So
It's
yeah.
it's the big I Want Rachel Zegler, Pasek and Paul song. I've listened to it probably no joke 25 times or so.
Hmm.
It's so good. It's really good. And Rachel Zegler is really like when she's singing, she's really good in that movie.
hmm
It's just the fact that the rest of the movie is just
Like she's not a
Gal
problem in
Gadot
the
is
movie. Yeah, no, she's
no,
not the she's not the
no,
problem in the movie. So, okay,
no.
first of all, I did check and yes, 2016 Suicide Squad is an actual Oscar winning movie for
Okay.
makeup. So, yeah, fun times.
Uh,
It has more
that's
Oscars than Alfred Hitchcock.
yeah. So yeah, but it's not on the list. But I think people. and of course it got review bombed. So it
Hmm.
says it's like at a 2.2 out of 10, which is ridiculous. Uh, I think I gave it like 2.5. It's okay.
It is fine. Yeah.
Eh, But yeah, that should be Oscar nominated, and it's not going to be, but it
Hmm.
should be.
Hmm. I I see where you're coming from, and I'm kind of surprised that Disney wouldn't want to push this because, with all their Disney money and power and
Mm,
all that,
mm, mm,
it is a bit bizarre to me that I guess they are relying on other stuff. I don't know, or they don't really care anymore, or they wanna
mm.
be like, hey, let's forget that this ever
Oh, they
happened.
probably, you know what? They probably have the Zootopia song up. I
Hmm.
bet, I can't remember the short list. I bet you that's the Disney song
You mean
that's
from
in the
the
list.
movie that made them all the money back?
Yes, that they lost during Snow White.
Well, to be fair, like Lilo and Stitch made that money back by a
Yeah,
length. Like there was a, I don't know if you remember or if you've seen it. There was a bit of a meme just after Snow White how Rachel Zegler is an actual hero because, like, they might like Disney was considering stopping these live action remakes until Lilo and Stitch came out and made all the money in the world, and it's like, haha, we're so back. And I'm
yeah,
like, fuck. Okay, never mind.
yeah,
They're not gonna stop, are they? But okay. But so you hinted you had a second one?
yeah.
Ooh,
Uh, Give me two.
sure.
Let's see. Oh, I don't think. No, I don't think Zootopia 2 made it either. Interesting.
Ooh. Maybe Disney is like, you know what? No songs for us.
What?
They'll probably take for Zootopia 2
Okay.
anyway.
All right. Yeah, if you would allow me to, um, Tron has an Oscar nominated song.
Oh, apparently so. Yeah, Tron. Yeah, Ari.
Ah,
Yeah,
all right. Highest to lowest. Eh, I didn't care
yeah.
for that movie. Ah, this is just making me angry. Uh, eh, Anything else? A couple of these I just haven't heard of, so I can't. I don't remember the song from Train Dreams. Like this is all credit stuff. They're doing the credits thing.
Hmm.
Ugh, ugh,
As a
gross.
person who hasn't seen
Anyway,
Train Dreams yet, I don't know.
I've seen Train Dreams. I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
All right, moving on.
Hmm.
Um, I guess this could be both a book hot take and a film hot take.
Okay.
Um, I don't. I'm a fantasy nerd who doesn't get Lord of the Rings.
All right. So you don't get the love for them, and you don't
I try.
really.
I tried. So I was a big fantasy nerd.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like was reading Harry Potter in second grade.
Hmm.
Tried reading Tolkien in middle school.
Hmm.
Couldn't do it. Uh, like I wasn't shown Lord of the Rings as a kid because my parents were huge on it. They just didn't show it to us because we were also weren't 13 when it came out because I'm a couple years. Um, so, and they were big. You'll watch PG-13 movies when you are a PG-13 type household. Um, so we didn't watch it when it came out. So I watched it in college.
Hmm.
And I'm just like, hey, this one's fine.
Hmm.
And then I watched the second one, and I'm like, I remembered my parents' criticism that they just go in a giant circle for 3 hours. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, they're sort of right. This one's fine. I'm like, I don't, I don't care anymore. So I stopped. So I've seen two Lord of the Rings
Wait,
movies.
so you haven't even seen the third one?
Nope, nope.
Wow. Okay.
I don't care.
So I don't know if you might be surprised or not. So if you look at the letterbox, then look up my rating of those movies. It's extremely low, and this is why Robert hates me. No, maybe part of the reason. No. So basically, I talked to him about it, and I've said it before, so I'll repeat it. I was a very angsty teenager who, like, I was on the same boat. So everybody loved those movies, and I didn't get them. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna hate these movies. So I didn't really give them a proper chance. And I've seen all three of them, and so, but I rated them like very low.
Yeah.
And I need to like my one of my movie goals for next year is to eventually rewatch all three of them and watch the Hobbit movies because I still haven't seen a single Hobbit movie because
No,
I
but
was like,
even like Lord of the Rings people are
mhm,
like, why did they stress it? So I'm like, why am
mhm.
I gonna bother? So
Yes, yes, like I heard that criticism as well. So that's why that was another reason I was like, oh
yeah,
yeah, it's not been received well. So
yeah.
okay, fine.
But yeah, it's like our family, and like we're big. Like my sisters are big fantasy people. Like my parents aren't into Lord of the Rings. I'm not into Lord of the Rings. And like one of my sisters is into Lord of the Rings. So one of the five of us are into Lord of the Rings. It's
But
just weird.
yeah, but I'm also again kind of in the same boat because we are a fantasy family, I guess. Like we love Harry Potter. I read all the books
Yeah,
before even there were movies. Like I
yeah,
was the ideal age for them because like
yeah.
when I started to when the first movie came out, I was 10, 2001. So
Mm,
that was my shit. And like, and then my sister and I, we read all the, available books. Back then, you still had to
mm.
wait for, I think we wait for a sixth one and a seventh one, I think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. 100%.
And yeah, and then so like, and then we watched,
Yep,
every new year or
yep,
every year there was a new Harry Potter movie
yep.
most of the time. So like, oh yeah,
Wait in the theater back
yes.
when they actually did midnight releases.
Yes. Oh
Yeah,
yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah,
That was my very first midnight was the Harry Potter and then Deathly Hallows Part 2.
yeah.
That was my very first midnight showing ever. And we had to take a bus to the third largest city in Czech Republic because it was showing only there. And it was a midnight and we had to take a morning bus back to where we
That's
lived.
crazy.
I know.
'Cause yeah, I we didn't live in that big of towns, and basically every theater did it around
See,
us.
no, like our V Town, the
Yeah,
theater we had there only
yeah,
showed certain movies, and if they did, there would be
yeah,
like older movies. So it was like
yeah,
great business.
yeah.
But yeah, so like what I'm saying is like, I've always been to Star Wars, I've always been to Harry Potter, but yeah, for some reason, Lord of the Rings never captured me. But I will
Mm,
save my judgment for maybe next year, and when I actually will rewatch the movies and I will give them a chance.
mm.
We'll see where I land. I'm not saying I'm gonna straight up love them. I might be more on your side. I don't know. But I have noticed when I was scrolling through Letterboxd to see if anybody feels the same. I was like, oh, Jake only is also on 3 out of. I was like, ooh, interesting,
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah,
So that's the hot take. You
yep.
don't get Lord. Okay,
No,
okay,
don't get it.
that's fair. That is, for me it's fair, but many people are like, what? Why? That's my comfort movie. I'm always fascinated how for many people this is their comfort movie, like either the first one or the third one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really?
I don't begrudge it. Like I said, because I'm big into Harry Potter, big into a lot
Mm-hmm.
of fantasies. I'm very excited for the Aragon TV series that's
Mm-hmm.
eventually coming. But yeah, nah. I read Percy Jackson, got into those. I'm having fun with that show, Hunger
Mm-hmm.
Games, all that sort of stuff. And nope, I read a ton of fantasy. I just can't do Tolkien.
Fair, fair. And I think he is a bit more kind of from I've never read the books, but from what I've heard of people who read them, is it true that he just describes a tree for like 10 pages? Like that's like one of the
I
jokes?
it's been like 25 years since I tried, so I don't know.
Because that was one of the jokes I hear
Yeah,
many people make is like I was gonna read Lord of the Rings, but I couldn't, when it was like a fifth page of him describing this mountain, I kind of gave up. I was like, ooh, I see. Okay. Any other hot movie takes do you like to share with us, or are you all good?
I think I think I've been hot enough.
I appreciate your candor and bravery. So I think with that we can move to the underrated part of the podcast where I ask you, Jake, who do you think is the most underrated actor we have right now?
Okay, feel free to veto this, because this I've got to back up. Um,
Hmm.
but this was the hardest one for me. Um, can you be underrated if you literally just won a Best Actor like 2 years ago? Because
Oh.
I think Cillian Murphy might still be underrated.
I think now he's getting to the place where he's properly rated, but I see what you
Okay.
mean. Because before that, like you can argue, before he won that Oscar,
Yeah. Well, and I'm just even looking after he won the Oscar. He's given two of my favorite performances of the next 2 years, and like it's just crickets for award stuff. So
Mhm,
I don't know. That's
mhm,
more so where I was coming from. But yeah, I don't know.
mhm. I think it's kind of half and half. Like I think before he won an
Yeah,
Oscar before Oppenheimer, I feel like if you asked 100 random people on the street, hey, you looking forward to next Cillian Murphy movie? I feel like a good chunk of that would be like, who? But I've always felt like he's one of those actors who's like, if you showed him a picture, oh, that guy, yeah, he's good, he's
yeah,
good. But like, before he won his Oscar, I feel like many people would not know him by name.
yeah.
But now I feel like it's kind of different. I hope. I don't know. But what was your backup?
If that didn't work, I was just gonna go with Jason Bateman. Cause he's obviously great in the new Zootopia voice acting, but like a lot of his TV work, he's great in Ozark. He was great in Black Rabbit, uh, this year. I just think he's like really good. He just doesn't pop up in movies as much. So you never know how many people are watching some of the TV stuff. So
Yeah. Like me. Like for example,
yeah.
I still have not seen Ozark. I know it exists and I know it's supposed to be excellent. I still haven't gotten around to actually watch it. So, I heard great things. I know some people compare it to Breaking Bad, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
sort of.
So, but no, Jason Bateman, like, I feel like has this almost like Jim Carrey curse, where he's been the funny guy for so long,
Yeah,
like he is like many people see him just as that, and he wanted to break off of that, and I don't think it necessarily worked as much or as well as for Carey when he was like, no, you know what, I'm gonna do heavy drama, I'm gonna do serious, quote unquote, serious acting, and he actually landed quite a few great directors and great projects. And then you're like,
mm,
oh, hey, Jim Carrey is actually a good actor. So I think Jason Bateman is like one of those, like, he needs that
mm,
one shiny movie,
mm,
that one
mm,
shiny performance. Like, hey, Jason Bateman, drama. He can do drama,
yeah,
guys. Because comedy
yeah,
obviously doesn't count.
yeah.
No. So who do you think is the most underrated actress we have right now?
Uh, I went with Haley Steinfeld.
Hmm.
I know she got an Oscar nominee, super young, but like particularly in her voice stuff that she's doing, like she's in some of my favorite projects year after year. Uh, and I know, she does get acclaim for some of her animated stuff from like the internet, but like
Hmm.
at large, I don't know how much it's there because like Arcane is fantastic. Spider-Verse, like we talked about,
Hmm.
is really good. She's great in Sinners. Um, so yeah, I just like a ton of the performances and decisions uh she's made lately, but she's not quite at, that super next level yet.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and I would also add to that list. I don't know if you've seen it, a movie called Age of 17.
Yeah. Oh, she's great.
Yeah, like if somebody listening to this doesn't consider Haley Steinfeld great actress, watch that movie, just that movie alone. Like Edge of 17, awesome, and she is great in that movie. That was like a year for like coming out movies or like these or not coming out
Yeah.
becoming like young adult. It's like
Yeah, well, and like I used to go on more spurts of like actors back
mhm,
when like Netflix had more movies because they were one of the few places in town. And she was one of the people where I just went on a run uh of like a lot of the coming of age stuff she went.
mhm.
So I probably watched Edge of 17 during that time. Even the stuff that's not great, I think she's like super good in it.
Yeah,
Um, so.
yeah. I cannot wait to see what Marvel will do with her and
And Hawkeye's my favorite Marvel show.
oh really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, and it's that chemistry that she has. So yeah, I know she's like well known and stuff, and people like her, but I'm just waiting for that sort of next level.
Hmm. So are you gonna rewatch it? We are recording this just before Christmas. Are you gonna rewatch Hawkeye, given it's a Christmas show?
Oh, good point. Probably not. My move lately is I'm gonna watch this, get 15 minutes in, bail, get distracted, run around, do other things. So yeah, it was a big. I need to watch some of the Christmas standbys. I'm due for my annual Klaus watch
Yeah, yeah,
at
yeah.
this point. Yeah.
Fair. So what is the or who is the most underrated director you think we have right now?
Okay, this one I'm going off of pretty limited viewing,
Uh-huh.
but he does have two of my favorite movies of all time. If I were to say the name Gregory Hoblet,
Doesn't ring a bell, no.
no. How about if I were to say the movie Primal Fear?
Oh, Primal Fear, yeah, with Richard Gere and young
Yeah,
Edward Norton. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Love that movie. He also directed one of the movies that's just also one of my favorites. That's like one of those just for me movies. Like it's one of my favorites because it's got a ton of people that I love.
Hmm.
It's got Ryan Gosling, Anthony Hopkins being Silence of the Lambs, smarter than you, villain, David Strathairn, Zoe Kazan, oh shoot, what's her name? Um, oh shoot, she was in the new, she was the villain in the new Now You See Me, Rosamund Pike.
Oh yeah, Rosamund Pike.
Um,
Yeah,
uh, and then a bunch of other people you've seen all over the place. It's called Fracture.
I have seen that too.
Oh, I love that movie
That's a good one.
so much. It's so good. And then he also directed a super underrated Denzel movie that does the En Medio Res opening, which I hate better than anybody. So I'm like, okay, you get away with that. It's called Fallen.
I don't.
Have you seen
I've heard
Fallen?
of the movie, but I don't think I've seen that movie.
No, yeah. So it's Denzel trying to catch a killer or
Mm,
something,
hmm.
or who gets creeped out by a visit to a killer on death row, and
Hmm.
it's a really decent. It's not great, but it does some stuff really well, and I really enjoy it. So
So Gregory Hoblet. All right.
yeah,
I was gonna say, what has he done recently? Because I need to like, check it out. And he's got a new movie out this year. Oh no, last year. Wait, what? That that's that's a weird one. Look through his lens. That seems like a documentary or something. Okay, never mind. Oh, He's now doing like more of a TV shows. I see.
yeah. He's big in he's bigger in TV than he is.
I see. Oh
He's a bigger
no,
television producer than he is movie guy. But yeah, he's got like three great movies and nobody talks about them
I tell a lie.
for me.
I mistaken my movies. The Fallen you mentioned, I actually watched not that long ago, and
Okay.
I thought it was okay. I thought it was fine. I thought it was a nice and average movie. Like I was like, oh, Denzel movie I haven't seen. Great. Let me see it. And I was like, oh, is that it? And I'm like, maybe it's because I've seen so many of these. Oh, what's gonna happen? Or like kind of like demonic, kind of like
Yeah.
hey, this detective
Yeah.
is going through some shit. And I think I've seen one too many of them. I was like, oh, is that it?
Yeah.
So,
So
like, for me, Fallen wasn't that great.
there's other movies that he's
Yes.
directed that are fine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like Hertz, War, and Frequency, I think, are generally fine,
Mm-hmm.
viewed as fine movies. But yeah, he's directed, two of my favorites and
Mm-hmm.
one that I think is super underrated. So
Okay.
that was enough for me.
That is it. No, that's a good definition for underrated because
For a name, yeah, for a name for when most people say it, they go, who?
yeah, and I'm also like, I'm the movie guy. I'm like, I pride myself on knowing all these like, underrated people or like unknown people, and I haven't even like who? So you got me there. So, but speaking of underrated movie, I know it's a difficult category because
Yeah.
there are so many movies, but would you
Yeah.
like to shout out one or two underrated movies?
Uh, so the first thing that popped into my head
Hmm.
was The Patriot.
With
I
Mel
know a lot
Gibson?
of people, yeah, I know a lot of people like The Patriot. I love The Patriot.
Hmm.
It's by far my favorite Mel Gibson, like over Braveheart and everything. It's by far my favorite Roland Emmerich, um, over Independence Day.
Wow. Those are some
Um,
hot takes too, by the way.
right. Uh, it's one of my most underrated John Williams scores.
Hmm.
I don't even know how many people even know he did that score, but it's just great.
I cannot even tell
Uh,
you I remember that score. I've seen a movie, but I don't know if I remember the
yeah.
score.
So yeah, it's just a lot of people doing really good work that
Hmm.
I don't know that a lot of people. Yeah, so that'd be my pick.
Okay. Patriot. That's one of those movies I've seen once and I never thought about it again, but
Right.
I remember having fun with that movie.
Yeah.
But
Oh, Jason Isaacs is such a great villain. He's
mhm,
one of my favorite movie villains. And
mhm.
it's got one of the gifts that I use probably the most. Um, because Tom Wilkinson, the late Tom Wilkinson, uh, in a pivotal scene in this movie, just looks to damn him, damn that man. I
Oh,
use that gif all the time. It's one of my favorites.
okay. I need to look it up. I need to look it up. And given you actually watch a lot of TV shows, I'm curious, what would you want to shout out as underrated TV show?
See, I think I struggled with this because I don't know if it's just the how fast the conversation moves
Hmm.
now, but it doesn't get talked about in that level of like the greats for like TV miniseries. Maybe it does, and I just miss it. Um, but one of my Roman empires, we just wake up thinking about it
Yeah, yeah.
in the middle of the night, um, is Sharp Objects.
Oh,
Like
that's a great one.
remembering when I saw the ending of that show for the first time is just, oh, every once in a while I'll just go and rewatch it again
Hmm.
because it's that good. It's one of my favorite miniseries of all time, and it doesn't get talked about like that.
Sharp Object is brilliant. I remember watching it only once, so like, and it's been a while. It's been kind of when it came out. I remember many people at the time talked about that a lot. And yeah, but you're right. Ever since then, nobody really talks about it, which is weird because like, if I'm not mistaken, this is one of the first roles of Sydney Sweeney, for example. Like the young
Oh
Sydney
yeah,
Sweeney is
I forget she's in that. But
yes,
it's just one of those things where, Amy Adams is obviously great.
yes.
And Eliza Scanlen was in Little Women, which is one of those things we talked about. But she's one of those people who always takes interesting projects. And it's one of those things where it immediately puts her on a list of like, I need to keep an eye on what you're doing.
Hmm.
And I need to try to watch what I can.
Hmm.
So.
No, Sharp Object is brilliant. If people haven't seen it, like a strong recommend from not just you, but myself as well, because and it's also just a miniseries. Not like that's the other thing. This was still 2000, is it 2018? I want to say.
I don't
I
remember.
think something like that, where now we have this trend where something starts as a miniseries, but it does very well, wins all
Like
the awards.
Shogun.
Yes.
Shogun was my favorite show of last year, and one of my favorite shows of like the last decade.
Hmm.
Like it's one of those perfect seasons of television, I think.
Hmm.
Um, and they're like, "Oh, we're bringing it back." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that." I mean, I'll watch it
Hmm.
because you've earned my trust,
Yes.
but
That is like funny enough. That's what was I thinking about too. Even though I still haven't seen Shogun, but it's on my list. Like I know I have heard the praise and like I've heard all the songs and dances about it. How great it's supposed to be. It's on my list. I'm getting there. It's just like so much stuff to watch. But like no, it's definitely like higher up on my queue. It's just a bunch of movies, a bunch of shows. I have a full-time job. It's
Yeah.
hard. It's hard. No, but yeah, sharp object and but also yeah, Shogun like probably shout out as well. Yeah, fair. So this has been a blast. Thank you so much, Jake, for agreeing to come here and spending some time with me. Before we say goodbye, because you've been kind and patient enough and answered all of my questions, let's flip the table. Do you have a question or two for me?
Yeah, I'll just take a two-parter.
Okay.
Just because asking me about Iowa and getting me drilling down on that got me curious because I have a passport, never been to Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, I'll probably go. My first trip will probably be like some sort of golf trip,
Mm.
to the UK or Ireland or something like that for a golf outing or something. But I'm just curious.
Mm-hmm.
Two-part question.
Mm-hmm.
What's a country in Europe you love? Is there a country you like visiting that like not a lot of people think about when they go for vacations? And is there an opposite? A country you've sort of been through that you're like, eh, get me out of here.
Hmm.
I don't know how well
Interesting.
I don't know how well traveled you are. So I'm asking this on a
So I've traveled
I'm
because of my current job. I've traveled much more than
okay.
I've ever traveled. Not through the Europe. Most
Okay.
like some of it has been like further than that.
Well,
So
take it any way you want. Doesn't
mhm.
have to be Europe. So if it's more outside of Europe,
I would
do what
say
you take what you want with it.
I would say if you are a man and not a woman, India is great.
Okay.
Like if you like the food, like the people are lovely. With a slight caveat, I have heard some horror stories if you're traveling with your wife or a girlfriend, because there is some, depending on where you go, there's apparently some issues where the locals sometimes feel like they stare at you for a long time, especially if you're a woman, or they even come and like try to like grab you and stuff. I'm like, okay, okay. Not cool, not cool. But if you're a man, cool. Like that like yeah, India I would say is a great place to go and explore. Especially if you're like vegetarian or vegan, it's very easy to be vegetarian or vegan in those countries because
Mhm.
like they don't eat as much of meat anyway because obviously they don't eat beef,
Mhm.
they don't really eat pork. So most stuff there is like either chicken or lamb, or there's always like a nice veggie option which is usually like some actual veggies or some cheese like paneer. So like India would be great. And I
I
haven't
do
had.
like Indian food.
Me too. Oh, me too. Like, and especially the stuff I had actually there, and
Yeah.
so I
Oh,
was
I've got curry paste in my
mm,
fridge now. I started doing that a couple of. It's just great for
nice.
like seasoning and stuff.
It is. No, it is. But yeah, and then to answer your second question, which is a country that I wouldn't rush back? I don't know if I have one. Like there was always. I don't think I had a such a bad experience with a country yet. Then I would be like, I wouldn't want to go back. Like
Mhm.
no, most of the time I'm usually like I'm usually like, oh, this was nice, this was nice, this was nice. Most of the time, if anything is wrong, it's usually me getting there, like, plane being delayed or canceled. Then you're trapped like someplace
Yeah.
overnight. Like, so for me, like but I haven't been to that many places. I've been to some, but not that
Yeah.
many. But it's mostly the traveling aspect. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake, this plane is canceled. So now I need to rebook the hotel. I need to
Mhm.
rebook this. And it's just like, oh, yeah, it just, I don't know. It kind of seems like an anticlimactic answer.
No, that's fine.
Was that a second part there, or do you have a
No, that's fine. Well, yeah. No, that was I sort of gave you two questions in one. So
all good?
that's
So
that's
no other questions.
well, you don't usually read, do you? Are you mostly a movie and TV guy at this point?
I am trying to read, but like this year, I haven't really. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, you are exposing me. Yes.
No, that's fine. Because I'm always looking for different stuff to read.
Hmm.
So I'm trying to get out of the, because it's been one of my better reading years, but,
Mm.
that I've had in a while, but it's very, uh, I'm trying to do some different genres.
So
That
see,
I haven't.
let me actually flip it back. Let me
Yeah.
ask you before we go. Let me ask you: do you want to shout out some great like? So you had a great reading year. Give us some books you would like to shout out, like like that actually stood out to you.
Mm, mm. I don't know. They all sort of see. That's why I'm looking to get into some different genre stuff. Because like I read so much fantasy stuff. It all sort of blends together.
Hmm.
And like I am finally finishing like an audiobook for him, the big giant Brandon Sanderson books that
Hmm.
are like 60-hour audiobooks. I'm finally on the last one. So I guess that's what I'm the most proud about is I've read through, um, the other two books that I
Hmm.
needed to finish, but for the Stormlight Archive. But yeah, I don't know that
Hmm.
I have. I did. This is a couple years old, but there's a fascinating book about the guy who invented the diesel engine,
Hmm. Okay.
and it's about and he like disappears on the eve of World War One. They're like, what happened to him? And I was not expecting that ending. So,
So wait, is it
what they
actually like
pitched,
based on a true story? Like actually what
yes,
happened to him?
it's it's sort of biography, and it's this guy trying to go through the possible theories at the end,
Hmm.
and he lands on a certain theory,
Ah.
and
So
it's
do
very
we?
interesting.
So is it a,
No,
still a theory?
nobody, yeah, nobody knows what happened to this guy.
Ah, I
He
see. I see.
literally disappeared.
I never heard of that. Okay,
Yeah.
that's.
So it's really good. So if you like nonfiction type stuff,
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
was a really good one. Um, and then yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm actually waiting on a book that I'm actually excited about. It's called The Nightingale. Apparently it's being made into a series. It's some sort of historical fiction book that
Hmm.
I'm excited to get to. But there are only like 38 copies or something like that in my digital library. So, and I'm only 248th. So, we'll see.
Hmm. Okay. Last question, I promise. When
Yeah.
you mentioned audiobooks, so
Yeah.
do you read and listen to audiobooks?
No, I don't no. This is a special occasion because these
Mm-hmm.
books are super long. And I started reading the Stormlight Archive books by Brandon Sanderson because I had texted my sister because I was just out of college and I'm like doing some menial stuff
Mm-hmm.
at ACT, which is a testing thing, the big testing place.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I'm like, hey, do you have an audio book I could read? Listen to. I need something more. She's like, oh, try this. So I started, and like I've read super long books, both digitally and otherwise. Although I'm finding I read faster digitally than I do if I'm reading an actual book. Um, oh, actually, put a pin in that. I just remembered something.
Mm-hmm.
Um, But she said she gave me this book. So
Mm-hmm.
now I have to listen to all of them. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I bought, thankfully, when I got a free credit, I always got the next one of that, even if I wasn't reading them. So now I'm reading the fifth, which is like the end of the first half, I think, of his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I specifically read those books. There's other stuff in my library, but it's mainly for that at this point.
Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna shout out a an author and a duology, A Tempest of Tea and a Steeping of Blood by I need to get her name right. Great, again, great audio work by us. Um, Hafsa Faisal. She's it's the one that sort of her and Elizabeth Lim were two authors that I really liked that sort of tweaked what I'd been listening to. So one's like Middle East Indian type,
Mm-hmm.
borrowing from that area of the world, and one is you know um oh I don't remember Eastern Asian
Hmm.
somewhere. I don't remember exactly where it's based. And I just liked the books that sort of tweaked the usual. Here's a white dish person and
Hmm.
the, you know, European based off like European fantasy
Yeah.
novels, which I do like, but those were a couple tweaks on that stuff. So
Okay. No, because I was gonna like ask because I had this kind of it's not an argument, but like a debate with my wife, who listens to a lot of audiobooks, and then sometimes she said, "Oh, I read this book." I'm like, "Wait, but you listened to that book. You didn't read it."
I
So like
don't,
I'm that kind of person who's like, "Yes, I'm fun at the parties. Thank you." And so I'm like,
yeah,
"There is a difference." Like, like you.
yeah.
So like that's what I
There's
was
a,
asking.
there's a difference to me,
Hmm.
but yeah, this is a very specific case
Hmm.
where, Audible give you a free month
Yes.
once every few months. So I don't use it very often, but I know I can use it to get this book that I actually need to listen to as
Hmm.
opposed to read, which is a very rare case.
Hmm. Well, no, thank you for that, and thank you again. Once again, thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. And if people actually enjoyed our conversation, where is the best place for them to follow you?
Yeah. So, for film stuff, I'm on Letterboxd at JBourgeois, and then most of my posting is on Blue Sky, and that gets into more film, TV, book, and sports stuff. And that's my first name Jake with a hyphen, and then the last name again, Bourgeois.
Hmm. Well, again, thank you. And those links will be down there so people can just, click on them and follow you. As for me, as always, in movies lost on Letterboxd or here every other Friday. And that is it. So this podcast is part of SPDM Crew Media, and a special thanks goes to High Flyer Creative for designing my logo. To see what else they have happening, visit highflyercreative.com. And until next time, bye bye.